All right. Hello.
How can I help
It's
you?
Hi, Blanche. It's time for us to do something different today. We finished up the main story. Timaeus,
truly is
please,
fascinating.
can we get away from people that keep talking? So today we got a different quest to go and do. I think there might be a time period on it, might not. But it's the spindrifts shall never return to the sea. Shadow of the Pass. And the first thing we got to do is talk to Master Jean, who we have not seen. I think since maybe episode 11. I literally have not seen Jean in the longest time.
Take this!
I meant to press W instead I pressed D. So let's go talk to Jean and get on to this new mission.
That happen again?
Ew. Forget the Fatsui. But yeah, pretty much. I'm just gonna climb up here. Pretty much we caught up with the main story, so we won't be seeing any more main story until we get an update that has new regions and everything. But we do have everybody's story quest to do, and when I say everybody, I mean everybody. Absolutely everybody. I have not touched a single one of these except for maybe Zhang Li's. So, quests, story quests. Yeah. I got to do all these. Oh, hers is open. I got to do all these, the hangout events. So, yeah, I got quite a bit that I got to wait. Oh, you just got to unlock it. I was wondering, it was like, why doesn't it have a prerequisite, but it's still locked and it has an exclamation point? It's because I can't open it. But I'm not going to, at least not yet. And I love to claim the complete 8 daily commissions to receive a key, but I'm maxed out on my keys. So I'll have to fix that. But we're going to be doing this first because this randomly kind of popped up. And I wanted to try and get whatever pops up randomly before I go do story quests. It'll fill in for a lot of episodes. I can guarantee that at least. The heck am I going? Where is higher? Okay, that's one hint at least. It's been so long since I've been to the Knights of Favonius. Higher still? I gotta go inside? I do. Okay, I was like, they don't want me to climb up the side of the building, do they? They could, but it looks like the case is, nah, they don't actually want me to. Oh, higher. Yeah, right. Up a simple flight of stairs. The way that door opened.
Thank you for coming on such short notice, Honorary Knight. I know you must be busy.
Nah, my schedule just opened up.
Well,
In-game,
to make
not
a
in real
long
life.
story short, there's a particular matter at hand that the Knights requires your assistance with.
The nights are very busy as ever. Are as busy as ever.
Yes, it has been one thing after another recently. Neither myself nor any of the Mondstadt garrison are able to catch a moment of peace. I have recently received multiple reports from the Knights of someone within the Lawrence clan having close dealings with the Fatui.
The
Ruby
Fatui?
Lawrence?
Again? But who are the Lawrence clan?
That's all I'm saying. Who are they?
There was a dark period in Mondstadt's history when the aristocracy ruled over the city.
Mm-hmm.
The hard-won freedom that followed with the fall of Decarabian was lost once again as slavery spread throughout the land.
Ugh.
The first Dandelion Knight, Vanessa, spearheaded the revolution that overthrew the old aristocratic system and established the Knights of Favonius, leading Mondstadt to become the city that you see today. The
But
aristocrats that had oppressed the people of Mondstadt were none other than the Lawrence clan.
okay.
Oh,
I see that.
Paimon gets it. So the clan's descendants are now scheming with the bad guys to carry out more dubious deeds.
You say the bad guys are
We
scheming with the bad
suspect
guys.
as much, though we have yet to obtain any solid evidence. The reason I summoned you here today is to ask you to help us further investigate this matter.
But why us?
Unfortunately, the Knights of Favonius and the aristocracy have been at odds with one another for as long as I can remember.
No.
We've already considered every possible way of resolving our differences, but it seems the descendants of the aristocracy remain antagonistic towards the Knights. no matter what stance we take when dealing with them, the outcome is always the same. Our efforts only result in adding more fuel to the flames. We could come knocking on their door on the grounds of a search warrant, but if the investigation were to come up empty, I'm afraid tensions and distrust would only increase.
Hmm.
All of our past efforts would have been wasted.
But as the honorary knights, I technically also belong to the knights.
You are in fact the best candidate to represent the Knights of Favonius.
And why is
But
that?
you would not emphasize your role as the honorary knight. You're a traveler from a distant land, and you can approach the aristocrats in this way.
But
Once
wouldn't they
you
know?
come to friendly terms with the Lawrence clan, you
So I
should
want to
be
be
in a
friendly with
good
them.
position to learn more of their possible connections with the Fatui.
Whoa, leave it to Master Jean to come up with such a thorough plan.
Perhaps such plans have become second nature after all the diplomatic issues I've dealt with. The name of the Lawrence clan member in question is Schubert.
Hmm.
Lately, he can often be found strolling near the northern city walls. It is said that he is difficult to get along with due to his temperamental disposition, but if we approach him calmly, then things should go off without a hitch.
So I should walk to him rather than run? Either way, leave it to me.
Thanks again for your help. If you run into any snags along the way, I'll do anything in my power to support you.
Sounds good. And let's get started, shall we? Also, should I change my ability back? I mean, we're going to be doing something in Mondstadt. We might need the wind ability. The Animo ability. I need to look it up, what Animo has to do with wind, because I have no clue. I can get Cryo. I understand that. But Animo? That's a bit of a toss to the wind for me. So let's go ahead and teleport here. We're going to switch back to our Animo ability. And would I be able to upgrade Aether some? Because his abilities would change, and I've already... I ain't got nothing to worship with. I've already upgraded a lot of his fighting abilities when it comes to the Electro ability. I haven't really done anything here. Animo. Because I haven't used Animo in a while. Let's see. Talents. Level up. I need a sealed scroll. What about here? Do I also need one? Yeah, I do. What about here? This can level up more? I still need a sealed scroll. Okay. So I just need to battle more hilly trolls. No. Not hilly trolls. Sama trolls. Oh, I can also craft them. Do I want to craft them right now? It wouldn't be a big deal. I mean, I had to teleport back to the city and could just drop down right there at the alchemy station. But then the question is also begged. Do I have the materials I need in order to craft those? Maybe I should just get on with the mission. Let me check real quick. It's always awkward that the crafting bench talks to you. We can make a lot more. Oh, buddy. Let's see. All the way up. Sucrose. Let's make 30 of these. Confirm. And we save 3 or we get 3 back. Woo. Incredible. All right, now we can upgrade these at least. Hold on, go with Gust Surge because... Yeah, level 6. My gosh. Oh my gosh, you can go up more. Level 7. Ah, we're low on our pinwheel books. Let's go Palm Vortex. Upgrade that once. This might be the thing that can actually upgrade the most. Oh my gosh, it actually takes so much more to do, too. Doing all these upgrades. I didn't even know. Or bother to pay attention. These all take different books? Okay, at least I'm not running out of books doing this. Or taking away from the other abilities of each other. Oh wait, no, now they all need the windmill. I was wrong again. I don't know, I kind of feel like Animo is kind of the best If this tornado comes into contact with Hydro, Pyro, Cryo, or Electro, it will deal additional elemental damage of that type. And I just kind of realized everything is trying to end with an O. Animo, Hydro, Pyro, Cryo, I mean, not Cairo, freaking Egypt. Electro. Like, all of them end with O. Is that how they came up with Animo? Whatever. Let's go find dude and walk to him with a gentle strut. That way he won't be too alerted. Gentle strut. That's too slow. Alright, so let's look around for would he be up on the wall, perhaps? This is a dead end. You wouldn't be alarmed if I climbed the wall, would you? Is that him? Yep. Why did I stop moving?
Huh? Who are you?
I am Aether.
Hello, we're here to...
Sell magazines.
Hello?
Hello?
Did I hear you correctly? Hello?
It's me.
Huh. And I suppose you think that you can simply strut up here and greet me in such an ignoble and vulgar manner? Given that I don't recognize you, I can only assume that you are a traveler of some variety.
Yes,
I'll have
I
you
am.
know that you are speaking with the Schubert Lawrence, a blood descendant of the magnanimous nobility.
Hi, I'm
If
Traveler.
you wish to address me, you'd best consider your words more carefully. Such nonchalant manners are inadmissible and will never do. Now, if you're somehow capable of understanding anything I've said, then you will get down on your knees, apologize for your negligent actions, and give me a proper introduction. That is the appropriate etiquette.
Are we able to slap this fool? I would love to do it. Like, immediately. Right across his messed up ear.
That's etiquette? Paimon's never heard of something so complicated before.
I don't care about it.
Huh. In former times, when people knew their place and respected traditions, such conduct was only basic courtesy when greeting a nobleman. And
You're not a
neglecting
noble
your
anymore.
manners would result in a swift whipping.
You mean being a slave driver?
Look at the world now. Rules have been thrown to the wayside and manners forgotten. I cannot bear to see such degradation.
Sounds like too much of a hassle to me.
What did you say? You dare question the dignity of the nobility?
Yes, what's so special
I'll
about
have
you?
you know that though the Lawrence clan is in decline, myself and others of noble blood are looking for a chance to restore our rightful honor. Just look
Honor?
around. The people are unruly and undisciplined. I, however, strive to retain the elegance and etiquette of the nobility. After all, we are of a completely different breed by birth.
I haven't even said anything yet. Also, pretty sure Aether might be kind of god status, which is probably above your nobility.
Save your words. I find your manners and bearing repulsive. I have nothing to discuss with the likes of you.
You have no friends, right?
Besides, I am in no way obligated to instruct commoners on basic courtesies. Now I have more pressing matters to attend to. I'll take my leave.
So this is what Master G meant by difficult to get along with.
That's not even getting along.
Let's sit back and talk things over with her.
Like, there's nothing about getting along there. In the slightest. He just wants people to lick his shoes. His boots. Yeah, no, my tongue is too noble for that. Sorry. Why do I always gotta go buy things the different way? The difficult way? Always gotta glide to a place I don't have to glide to, then climb the wall to get back up. Yeah, people like him. Probably one of the reasons why it would be difficult for me to survive in a time of nobility. Amber!
Well, if it isn't the honorary knight. I'm just on my way out to gather some intel. I didn't expect to run into you here.
Well, I'm kind of back in the area.
Huh? Judging by your expression, you must have run into some trouble.
Yep.
Master Jean tasked us with a special assignment, but things seem to have run aground for the moment.
It's a long story.
No need to get down on yourself. Sometimes things just don't turn out as planned. Even I can't guarantee useful intel every time I'm dispatched. You just have to keep
Especially when you
at
lose
it
your gliding
and never
rights.
give up.
That's Amber for you.
Hey, why don't you let me try to help? What's the problem?
She's gonna turn away from
Master
it almost
Jean
instantly.
asked us to build a connection with someone named Schubert Lawrence.
She's not gonna want to deal with this.
But it turns out that he's a peculiar character that doesn't listen to anyone, especially Paimon.
Aha, Schubert! I know him. Let me guess. He said you didn't have any manners.
Sounds like you're no stranger to his rants.
I've been on the receiving end of his lectures many a time. The Lawrence clan can be very particular about such things.
You mean everyone in the Lawrence clan is just a big headache?
As aristocrats, they believe there should be a certain distance between themselves and common folk. I understand their thinking, but that's just not how things are anymore.
Or ever should have
However,
been.
there is one exception among the Lawrence clan. My good buddy, Eula.
Eula!
Buddy?
That's right. Not only
You've
is
met
she
her
from the
before.
Lawrence clan, but she's also captain of the Knights of Favonia's 4th Company.
Jean told us that the Lawrence clan sees the knights as enemies. A member of the... Yeah, let's go with that.
Eula is special. She's not quite like the other members of her clan. She has her own beliefs and it shows. In other words, she doesn't really adhere to the strict rules and conventions of her family. However, she's still quite knowledgeable about dealing with the Lawrences. I'm sure you'll see what I mean if you meet her.
That's strange. If Eula is a member of the Lawrence clan, then why would Master Jean choose us for the task? Couldn't she just ask Eula?
Probably attention there.
Well, it's a little complicated. Basically, the Lawrence clan has frowned upon the fact that Eula joined the Knights. Her family members don't particularly care for her.
I don't care for them.
In their eyes, Eula is nothing but a traitor to the family.
But I guess it's understandable from their point. She sounds like quite the character. I wouldn't go with either of these responses, but
She's very easy to get along with. Just explain the situation, and I'm sure she'll help
We've
you
met
come
her
up with a way
before.
to get along with Schubert. In fact, I think she's out in the wilderness on patrol this morning. You should be able to find her around Storm Bear Mountains.
Thanks,
Oh,
Amber.
yeah.
All right, you heard her. Let's go find Eula.
Good luck, you two. I've got my own matters to investigate.
Who would have guessed the Knights have a member of the Lawrence clan? Well, if you want to learn about the conduct of the Lawrence clan, who better to ask than one of their own family members?
true. But this also kind of brings to mind the whole fact that this is probably a story quest, especially by the fact that hers is open like this. Yeah, I'm doing it right now. Didn't mean to. I don't know how I got into doing it. It kind of feels like they thrusted it upon me, but I'm doing it. What are the differences between these two? These are just story quests. These are story quest hangout events. Probably the next time I do a quest, it'll end up being right here. Because these look like they're the 4-star characters. These look like they're the 5. I'd rather get the 4 out of the way before the 5, even though I'd like to have a 5-star character more than any of those. Any others. Talking too fast. I don't even think I'm speaking clearly enough. But if I'm talking fast, that also means that I'm not dragging on my words, which I feel like I do a lot. Now I'm just rambling. I'll stop that. All right, Eula, where you at? Where you at? Ah, there goes food. Goodbye, food. I wasted food. And I might have made up for it a little bit. Oh, yay, pine cones. Did I get pine cones in any other region other than Mondstadt? Oh, I see what she's dealing with. Let's bring Chi-Chi out.
The Fatui! What are they doing here? Is that why Eula was sent on patrol here?
Possibly.
Let's fight first and talk later.
Oh, wow. These guys are weak compared to me. Enemy reinforcements. Oh, that was really easy. I was thinking she probably jumped in front of it. They never fire that fast. Are you kidding? Nice work. Hi, we've met before, but we're gonna act like we never did.
You don't think twice before reaching for your sword, do you? Do you have any idea how long I've been tracking these targets?
Nope, no clue.
And now you get to stake a claim. You think you're stronger because you got to them first? Mark my words, vengeance will be mine.
It's cool, Eula.
What?
I'm sorry, vengeance?
That's right. I heard the commotion and came as swiftly as I could, only to find you two already fighting the Fatui. Not only that, you are making quick work of them too.
Very quick.
If I didn't make my move, you would have been able to take all the credit. Still, I'm glad you're unscathed. Confronting that number of Fatui at once can be dangerous.
Actually, I'm quite used to fighting the Fatui.
Sorry, Paimon doesn't understand what you mean, but thanks for your concern.
Concern? Why would I be concerned for the safety of my arch-enemies?
Huh?
Arch enemies? Wait a minute. You were saying how glad you were that we were unscathed a second ago.
By which I meant, if you were injured, I'd have to escort two strangers guilty of stealing my targets all the way back to Mondstadt. Which would mean you'd cause me even more trouble. My vengeance would be swifter still.
Huh? So that's how you see all this?
So, you must be Eula.
Yes, that's me.
Paimon thinks she's pretty strange. Although at least we can communicate with her.
A bit.
You dare to call someone you've just met strange?
Yep.
Forget the aristocracy. That's rude even by normal standards.
Well, you were rude by aristocracy standards.
Speaking of which, how do you know my name?
Jean sent us.
This is the honorary knight of the Knights of Favonius. And speaking of rude, we're trying to investigate an aristocrat named Schubert Lawrence. He's so obsessed with etiquette that he's not even willing to speak with us.
I understand now. That's my uncle, all right. But why do you mean to investigate him?
He may be secretly involved with the Fatui.
I see. You have some nerve to faming a family member right in front of me. I will have vengeance for this too.
No. This is an assignment from Master Jean. It's just an investigation, that's all.
Aren't you worried about your uncle?
To the everyday citizens of Mondstadt, everyone in the Lawrence clan is scum. It's natural for rumors and unwarranted gossip to lead to such suspicion.
Hard to avoid such a reputation when you're known as the ruthless rulers of Old Mondstadt.
Oh, so that's what you think of me? Yet another transgression to avenge.
And your way of talking doesn't help.
Didn't you say it first?
Pretty much.
Oh,
Curious. We've only just met, and you've already given me 3 causes for vengeance. It's been a while since I've encountered anyone as interesting as you.
Why are you so happy about it?
I assume you need me to teach you the conduct of the Lawrence clan. Only then will you finally be able to communicate with my uncle, correct?
I
That's
would rather
right.
not.
Amber told us to come and talk to you.
Well then, let's begin your training immediately. It'll be easier to train when we're back in Mondstadt. We'll require other people.
But aren't you plotting vengeance against us?
We can put that aside for now. Besides, if it's the acting Grandmaster's assignment, and Amber's the one who recommended me, I should comply.
So you're gonna take back your vengeance, or is it still stacked 3 high?
Paimon's confused. This girl's all vengeance this and revenge that. But she doesn't seem the least bit angry.
Yeah, it must be a family talking thing.
Paimon has met bigger weirdos before.
Paimon is a bigger weirdo. And before we go teleporting back over to Mondstadt, we should probably level up some of our people with these 2 new
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember.
heroes wits that we got. I don't like it when they just start talking like that, personally. Teleport! We gotta go practice our speech and etiquette. Honestly, I could learn all of that type of stuff pretty easily. I would just hate doing it. This is such a waste of time, effort, energy. Brain cells. Sanity.
Ah, you finally arrived. There's no time to spare, so we'll begin with our first lesson.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. There's something we need to clear up first. Otherwise, it'll keep bugging us.
About all that vengeance stuff.
So that's still on your mind, huh? Maybe you're the ones who can't let things go. Don't worry, there's a time and place for exacting vengeance. Besides, I'm not in the mood for any right now. Best save it for later.
How do we know when you are in the mood for it?
You need to be in the right mood for vengeance.
I already have a long list of vengeance to exact. Even if I wanted to begin now, I'd have to start in the right order. Who
Where were
knows
you
how
ranked?
long it will be before I get to you?
Well, if you have so much to take care of, wouldn't it just be easier to give us a clean slate?
See, that would make sense.
Absolutely not. Stealing my targets, calling me a ruthless ruler, and suspecting my uncle. All worthy of vengeance in my eyes.
One, you never made claims to your targets in front of us. Two, we didn't call you a ruthless ruler. We called your ancestors ruthless rulers, which is true. And three, your uncle is worthy of suspicion. It's not about you, it's about your uncle. She's definitely counting.
But you needn't worry, at least not whilst we're investigating this matter. I'm sure you're familiar with the phrase, a man of moral integrity fears no slanderous attack.
Nope.
If Uncle Schubert didn't commit any wrongdoing, then any such investigation will prove fruitless.
Oh,
But
we're
if he
gonna have
did
a
commit
harvest of
wrongful
fruit.
act, then he should bear the full punishment. I'm sure you understand.
Mm-hmm. We're getting ready for a fruit salad. I think I'm starting to see what you mean.
Good. Now, there are two key points that aristocrats attach great importance to: your manner of speech and your bearing. Let's begin with your manner of speech. Aristocrats have a very unique way of carrying conversation, even with mundane daily topics.
Oh,
How doth the
Paimon's
weather?
already learned some unique conversation. Mark my words, vengeance will be mine!
Not
I'm with
even
it.
close. And besides, it sounds strange.
Exactly.
Hey, Paimon learned it from you! And didn't you say not to call others strange? It seems you don't respect the rules of your own clan.
Yeah, they're a bunch of hypocrites.
No, I've no need to trouble myself with such frivolous formalities. Here,
Why should we?
allow me to demonstrate. For example, when greeting a friend, you could say, "As the morning dew greets the coming dawn, so do I greet you, my dear friend."
Hello is so much easier and saves
As
so
the
much
morning
breath.
dew does what now?
However, such a phrase may only be used during the morning hours.
Oh my gosh.
Also, the party with whom you're speaking must be of approximately the same status as you. Morning dew is not uncommon, so it expresses that friendship should not be measured by value, yet also suggests that friendship between aristocrats is pure like water.
It's not pure at all. They're all stabbing each other in the back. At least in a lot of stories I've read. Seems like a lot of work just to greet a good friend.
Oh, no. You must be prudent with your words. Calling someone a good friend could easily offend them.
So we should call them terrible friend?
Did you just say my dear friend in your example? Paimon's confused.
Apparently dear is just so much better than
Yes,
good.
I did. But you must know in the Lawrence family, dear friend is a set phrase that can only be used towards certain friends with whom one is acquainted, but not particularly close.
So what if we're not
It's
even
much more
acquainted?
pleasant to call an acquaintance a dear friend. So another thing to remember.
Sounds like you're lying if you call him a
aristocrats
friend
are
if you're not
concerned
acquainted.
with face and being polite.
Or well acquainted.
However, if you were to use dear friend to address an intimate friend, the recipient would think that you were deliberately trying to estrange them.
You mean you always have to talk this way?
This is only the first step in making a greeting. After addressing one another, you then exchange courtesies.
Can we just knock your uncle out?
Wait. This is all too abstract.
I'd rather just knock your uncle out and then question him tied to a chair.
Perhaps it would be better if you gave some real-life demonstrations.
Ah,
She doesn't know how to go about it.
very well. Come with me. We'll choose some bystanders to converse with.
And they're all going to be confused about how you talk to them. My bad. Let's go watch her way of speaking to others. Norman. Hi. She's just going to piss them off.
Oh, you're Eula of the Lawrence clan, right? This can't be good.
You there, lowly laborer.
Oh my gosh.
You stand in the presence of a member of the illustrious Lawrence clan. I have words for you. Please acknowledge the glory bestowed upon thee by the nobility... What comes next? Oh, right. By solemnly kneeling to the ground with utmost sincerity.
Huh? I can't make heads or tails of anything you're saying.
Hold on. What did they always teach me?
Just throw it out the window. It's not worth it.
Whenever a dispute arises, protection of your family's prestige and dignity always takes precedence. Got it. As a lowly commoner, you shall maintain absolute reverence when speaking with those under which you so graciously toil. How dare you speak in such a manner?
Ugh, is everyone from the Lawrence clan so strange?
Yep.
The days of the Lawrence clan's tyranny have long passed. I don't care what you're trying to do. Just beat it.
She's just giving us a demonstration, that's all.
Like I said, I don't care what you're doing. I have nothing to say to any member of the Lawrence clan. And here's a word of advice. I wouldn't be caught dead walking too closely with any one of their like in Mondstadt. If
That's
all,
too
I'll be
harsh.
going. I'm afraid I won't be able to control myself if we talk any longer.
Hey! Don't leave! Halt! Mark my words, vengeance will be mine!
There's another one for the vengeance list.
Wow, the Lawrence name really does carry a terrible reputation.
Never mind him. I could have predicted as much. Let's find someone else.
I feel like I did predict as much. This isn't going to go any better either. I guess we're just going to go around harassing citizens, huh? Sorry, Lena.
You there, lowly toiler. You stand in the presence of a member of the illustrious Lawrence clan. I have words for you.
I would just walk away.
Please acknowledge the glory bestowed upon thee by the nobility, and solemnly kneel to the ground with utmost sincerity. Huh? Why don't you respond? According to the custom, I must wait until you kneel completely before I can say the next words.
So then we just never kneel.
I mustn't look at you too long, or I'll be drawing more attention to our difference in status. Oh dear, I've already stared at you for quite a while.
She's socially awkward. Though it might be her family's
Fine.
fault.
You may spare yourself the formality of kneeling, as it may be a little inconvenient. I shall continue.
Extremely inconvenient.
Oh, wait. I think there's a line for people with rude attitudes in this situation.
Hey, stop bothering me or else I might say something you wouldn't like to hear. And again,
I'm with it.
I've got no words for anyone from the Lawrence clan.
Again? What's with this attitude?
Maybe we should stop for now.
Yes, I don't think his attitude will change.
I don't think your
If
way
I
of
keep
speaking will change.
grandstanding like this, the outcome won't be good. Let's try to find someone else to talk to.
No.
I'll remember your unwillingness to comply. Mark my words, vengeance will be mine.
So vengeance is just anybody that she talks to. Absolutely everyone she has ever talked to in her life is on our list of vengeance. Got it. Who are you harassing next? Randall, I am sorry.
You there, lowly worker.
Oh, he's gonna shut him
Yeah,
down
I've already
immediately.
heard it all before. Look, just spare me the time. Our answer's always the same. We've got nothing to say to the likes of you. I mean, seriously, can't you just take a hint?
No, they can't. Can't at all.
Please calm down. We don't want to cause any trouble.
But he already said he wants nothing to do with
I
him.
know she's a knight of Favonius, and that the knights wouldn't misplace their trust, but the name Lawrence carries too much weight with it.
Even Martin.
To this very day, the descendants of the Lawrence clan are still scheming to reclaim Mondstadt and reinstate their aristocratic rule.
That's vengeance.
That wasn't enough? Here you are purposefully using their awkward way of speaking just to put on an act? Don't you care for the feelings of us ordinary folk?
That's 2 strikes of vengeance.
You have a point.
Oh, shoot.
But mark my words, this transgression
there we
will
go.
not go unnoticed.
Huh? You want to fight? Listen here, I may be no match for you, but I'll be sure to lodge a complaint with the Knights of Favonius.
Maybe we should just call it a day.
I'm sorry, but I want her to understand that I'm serious.
I'm actually with it.
Listen here, if you don't want things to get more unpleasant, then you'd better just stop.
Forget it. There's no point in quarreling any further. Let's go.
I was expecting her to say, demeaning phrase with that.
It's alright. This happens quite often.
I'm sure it's every time.
Let's find someone else to talk to.
No,
Paimon thinks we've seen enough now.
I do too.
Let's just stop.
Please.
Actually, Paimon thinks we should apologize for asking you to demonstrate for us. We had no idea the feelings between the Lawrence clan and the people of Mondstadt were so bitter.
That's beyond bitter.
What can we do? The Lawrence name is already a dirty word among every household in Mondstadt. Even 3-year-olds know the story. I see this kind of attitude all the time.
And somehow you still managed to brush it off with a laugh. I can't sympathize with her. Just her way of talking, I can't do it.
Don't worry. What with me being a knight of Favonius, they're usually willing to speak a few words with me.
Didn't seem like it.
Perhaps my aristocratic manner of speech provoked them today. Believe me, it's not a big issue.
Are you sure about that?
This is the way things are normally for you? There's no need for them to direct their anger at you personally.
That's the way things are. Perhaps it's just fate for those who have made mistakes. Accepting punishment is only fair, right? But when your family has committed atrocities, I'm afraid there's no easy path to reconciliation.
True.
As memories are carried in the city breeze, the faults of such grievances are passed from one generation to the next. It is now my turn to bear this burden. At least I have a means of living a relatively normal life compared to the elders of my family. I have nothing to be discontented about.
So you knew all along that we'd encounter these kinds of problems.
Yeah, why were you so willing to try and demonstrate for us?
Oh, that reminds me. That last person will not escape my vengeance either.
Yep.
Let's leave it at that. Just think of it as something I like to do. But unfortunately,
I would not make that a
probably
hobby.
didn't learn much from those conversations. It seems we have no other choice but to find more people to talk to.
No.
No need! Besides, the Traveler's pretty sharp, and nothing gets in our way on an adventure. Paimon thinks we got the gist of it now,
Yeah, we should just go knock out the uncle.
right?
Yeah, I think I got it.
We'll just have to roll with it for now. Let's just keep Eula from getting anyone else riled up.
Well then, I'm glad you learned something. You're already halfway toward mastering aristocratic conduct.
Not even
A
close.
proper manner of speech is more aesthetic than anything else. It stems from their taste for refinement.
That's not
You
refinement.
must also
That's just
practice your
rudeness.
bearing. I have a very effective way of training for this. Come with me to Dragonspine.
We're going back to Dragonspine with Eula? Okay. Wait, why do we gotta go to Dragonspine? I guess we'll teleport and learn our speech and etiquettes. Where doth the sour salad fork lay? On the napkin beside my bowl. Because obviously we're starting with soup. There she is.
It's so cold. Does aristocrat training really need to be done here?
No.
If you wish to truly achieve the dignified conduct of an aristocrat, you must learn to remain composed and elegant even amidst harsh conditions. For example,
Why did your uncle fail
you
so
can see
miserably
that
at it
part of
then?
the path up ahead is quite difficult to traverse.
Mm-hmm.
But a well-trained aristocrat would not only effortlessly proceed forward, but do so without a stain on their garment and their elegance fully intact.
Paimon
Would they
thinks
just
we've
break
left
the
realm
barrier?
of aristocrats and entered the realm of adventuring. Compared to what we've already seen, this should be a piece of cake.
Should be way easier than making conversation at least.
Paimon thinks so too. But you've got this in the bag.
Pretty sure about that.
You look pretty confident this time. All right, let's get started. Remember, you must be graceful and elegant. Don't get knocked or launched into the air. That would be most unsightly.
Okay. Let's see what we can do. Move, you rotted piece of driftwood! It's not working. Maybe I should do this before we run out of
That
time.
won't do.
What?
You've exposed your shortcomings. No need to worry. Head back to the starting point and try again.
I can't touch a rock? Really? That bad, huh?
It'll be difficult at first, but the key is to remain patient. Let's try again.
Okay.
Remember, you must be elegant. Don't get knocked or launched into the air.
I didn't, and I still failed miserably, apparently. Flat-footed. That did nothing.
That won't do. You've exposed your shortcomings. No need to worry. Head back to the starting point and try again.
I'm starting to get mad at her. Oh, I gotta switch at the party. I gotta bring somebody with fire. Sorry, Aloy. Amber's taking a spot.
Leave it to me.
We will. Hold on. Is this the best bow that we got for her? Is she holding her best bow, or do we need to switch out bows? We can switch to something better. See? Switch. To the stringless bow that has a string of light. Still string! Shall we warm up our souls by this thing?
It'll
Alright.
be difficult at first.
Yeah. Got it. Don't get launched in the air. There it goes. Now it's burning. Come on, keep burning. Another one? What are you, freaking DJ Khaled? I don't even know what that is. Pretty sure it's not the mint. Oh, we're still going? Okay. Guess we're not over yet. Let's see, you're gonna go... I definitely got launched there, although I never touched the thing. No, let's just run past it. Stop pushing me! I don't think I completed the challenge right.
Not bad.
Are you
A
sure?
lot better than I had anticipated, at least.
Not for me.
Paimon almost didn't make it through.
Paimon didn't do anything.
Good thing we didn't get stuck. So, are we aristocrats now?
Aristocrats?
Don't flatter yourselves. We've only just begun. This scenario was
we
relatively
end?
simple. In the face of a real battle, one would seldom have a chance to stop and evaluate the situation. There's a ley line monolith just up ahead that will attract nearby monsters. True
Dang.
elegance is the ability to calmly yet swiftly make decisions in the heat of battle.
Is this how you normally train?
My family set only the highest expectations for me, even as a child.
Oh, that's why they're disappointed, because you
Let's
went to the Knights
proceed,
when they wanted to
shall
use
we?
you. Alright, so the ley line, I guess.
This is the ley line monolith. Go ahead, activate it.
It's warm.
But be careful not to get launched into the air or frozen while fighting. That would be most unsightly.
Am I allowed to take damage now? Well, I didn't get launched. Still technically didn't get launched. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to hit you. Well, still not launched. Oh, I got caught in its own buddy's bubble. Break. Next.
You failed this time. What a shame.
Really?
But not to worry. It's just training after all. Let's try again.
I hate your training. Your training is trash.
Bet you can't can't keep up with me.
Disappear!
No one escapes my sights.
I wasn't even meaning to do that attack. But you know what? I'm cool with it. All right. Who's gonna be more noble than Zhongli? Let's be real here. We good now? We're good now.
Well done. Your performance was most impressive.
Thank you.
And you managed to remain calm even in these grueling dragon spine surroundings. I'm starting to wonder if even I could have done the same. Given such an outstanding performance, it seems there is little left for me to teach you.
So I can go beat up your uncle now?
Like Paimon said, adventuring is our specialty.
Still want to beat up your uncle.
So, that's it for our training, right?
Nope.
Then let's get out of Dragon Spine before Paimon turns into a popsicle.
Hold on. I was commending the Traveler's performance just now. You, on the other hand, seem to have made no progress at all.
What?
Sounds about
You mean
right.
Paimon was also part of the training?
Yes, of course. You were frantically flying and dashing about throughout the entire thing. Not an elegant sight at all. Did you even listen to anything I was trying to teach you?
Maybe that's just Paimon's style?
Hey, that's not true. Paimon was just focusing on you the whole time.
Whatever
You
the reason,
float, you
not
don't
heeding
walk.
my instructions. A cause for vengeance, perhaps.
Oh my gosh.
Now, drink this.
What is it?
Huh? What is it? Are you trying to poison Paimon?
Certainly not. It's warm milk. Didn't you
How's it
just say
warm?
that you were freezing? Drink it and it'll help warm you up.
How's it warm?
Oh, thank you. Are you still planning on the whole vengeance thing?
Yes.
If I wasn't, then why would I care about you being cold? If you turned into a Paimon popsicle, that would ruin my plans for vengeance now, wouldn't it? So, dear friend, don't die on me out here.
Ah! Paimon knew something was off.
Thank you for looking after Paimon.
All in the name of vengeance. No need to thank me. Now then,
And you're
given
strange.
that your training is complete, it's time we return to Mondstadt. Our last step will be preparing a cordial gift to present to my uncle when you meet him. I already have
Brilliant.
something in mind. Let's pay Sarah a visit at Good Hunter.
Okay, let's do it. Is Good Hunter classy enough, though? Is it of high enough standing? Wait, wrong joint. I meant to hit the waypoint. Teleport! Yeah, food stall, you really gonna get food that's, noble enough?
Oh, hey, Eula. I see you've met the honorary knight.
Yep. She's exacting vengeance on me 3 times over.
We meet again, Amber.
And
Seems we're
Paimon
just
once at
bound
least.
to run into you these days.
Well, I just got back and was thinking about grabbing a bite at Good Hunter. But now that you're here, why don't we all eat together?
No, we're getting a gift for our
Very
uncle.
well. It's been some time since we've last shared a meal together.
Wow, that was actually kind of a kind
Take a seat. We can
sentence.
discuss my uncle's gift while we eat.
Accepting Amber's invitation, you and Eula sit at the table.
Is there something else you'd like to order?
Could you please prepare a serving of my uncle's favorite, gebratenes Fleisch mit Sauerkraut? We'll take it as a gift to him later.
Coming right up. It'll take some time to prepare. I'll have it here at the counter once it's ready.
Hold on a moment. Is this satisfying salad also something that Amber ordered?
No, she didn't order it. But because she didn't order any vegetables, I thought I'd throw in a salad on the house. You know, to contrast all the meat dishes.
So, we clearly didn't order this, yet you prepared it without authorization. Mark my words, this transgression will not go unnoticed.
Eula, shut up.
You're gonna take revenge on her for giving us a free salad?
You should know me by now. That's the kind of villainous character I am.
Well then, please wait a moment while I get the dish for your uncle started.
Delicious unauthorized delicacies. Sarah will pay for this.
Or maybe we should.
Why would you choose gebratenes Fleisch mit Sauerkraut as a gift for your uncle? Hyman's never even heard that dish before.
This dish isn't actually on Good Hunter's menu. Only long-standing patrons such as my uncle would know about the dish. The old aristocrat seemed to take a liking to it.
Because of the sour flavor of the sauerkraut, not too many people are fond of it these days. I guess it's become less popular over time.
Do they eat sour stuff to match their
Eula
own
treated me
attitudes?
to the dish once, and I couldn't even finish a bite. I've nicknamed it gebratenes Fleisch mit Vengeance ever since. Ugh.
I never expected us to have such completely different tastes in food. If I weren't in such a good mood, I'd say that constitutes grounds for transgression.
So even Amber doesn't escape your vengeance, huh?
Of course not. It's hard to find someone in Mondstadt that attracts contempt as much as she does.
From your attitude and her attitude, I can
Fine
see you
when
saying
you're
that.
just joking between us, but I'm afraid our honorary knight might misunderstand you. Eula's always talking about vengeance, but that's just how she is. It's nothing you should take too seriously.
I haven't.
But I am serious, and I'll remember every transgression committed against me. Ugh, it's no wonder so many people dislike you.
Hyman's starting to realize that Eula is actually a very good person.
I knew she was. She's just
There's
annoying to
no need
listen to.
be so awkward when you want to say something nice.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, you've never been labeled as a social pariah, have you?
I have.
What?
Or I've labeled myself as one.
Well, no?
So that's why you wouldn't understand how hard it is for a bad person to try to be good. It's impossible for me, and I have no intention of acting like a good person.
But you're not a bad person.
All
You're just annoying.
no need to look so sullen. I'm just kidding. Come on, let's eat. The food is getting cold.
Including the salad. After an awkward pause, everyone resumes cheerfully chatting.
Oh, I'm stuffed.
I didn't catch the rest of it.
I'll see Sarah about the bill.
No need. I've left the Mora under the
And enjoys
plate.
the meal.
If you try to settle it with her in person, she won't accept payment for the salad. Don't underestimate my ability to exact revenge. Sarah won't get the upper hand this time.
Oh, she started on our
All
list.
right. Next, you should pay my uncle a visit. He has a small camp at the top of the mountain near Springvale. He usually whiles his time away there when there's nothing else to do.
Aren't you coming with us, Eula?
No.
I'm afraid that wouldn't be very convenient for me. It'd be better if you two went alone. Ah, yes. Please do remember to pick up the dish from Sarah.
I still have
Wait,
more
I actually have to
recon
do
to
that?
do in the wilderness. Well, until next time.
Let's meet again. What an interesting bunch you are.
Yeah, that's true. So, talk to Sarah, get the sauerkraut.
The gebratenes Fleisch mit Sauerkraut is ready to go. Be sure to eat it while it's hot. Otherwise, the flavor will be spoiled.
I'm
by
sure
the
it already
way,
is spoiled.
Don't worry too much when Eula says strange things. She's actually a very good person.
We know.
Hyman's been meaning to ask. No one could stand the sight of Eula when she was trying to speak with the others in Mondstadt earlier. But she seemed to get along fine with you and Amber just now. What's up with that?
It's because she's
The
acquainted to
people of
them.
Mondstadt don't take kindly to anyone bearing the Lawrence name. They are unable to see past her family, therefore they don't actually see Eula for herself. So no matter what Eula tries to do, it's seen as a wrongdoing. It essentially strips the meaning of anything she tries to accomplish.
I think I understand now, except for I understood before,
How
too.
come you're able to see Eula differently then?
Well, when she joined the Knights of Favonius, it caused quite an uproar. Many people signed a petition demanding that the Knights reverse their decision. At the same time, numerous members of the Lawrence clan crowded the entrance of the Knights of Favonius headquarters, clamoring for Eula to give an explanation.
Whoa, so both sides were unhappy.
That's right. So you can imagine how determined Eula must have been under such circumstances. But thanks to Grandmaster Varka and the unwavering attitudes of others in the Knights of Favonius, they were able to quell the unrest. Tensions still remain beneath the surface, I'm afraid. In the eyes of the people, she's a stain on the Knights of Favonius, and in the eyes of the Lawrence clan, she's a disgrace to her family. But she simply fulfills her duty as a knight, silently helping one person after another, myself included. People like Eula should be approached with care and understanding. she could stand to be treated a little more fairly.
It's good that you're able to understand her.
I believe a day will come when things will get better.
Once everything's settled, we should go talk to Eula again. Paimon thinks we know how to communicate with her now.
I'm glad. I think that would make her very happy, though she might not ever admit it. Take care. Please come again.
Oh, we will. You're a good place to buy ingredients from. Ooh, we can add those. Alright. Jean-Lee.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But what?
You can stop talking. Alright, over by Springvale. Let's teleport here, and then I think we can either glide down or climb up from here. Climb up it is. Aha! Get the fish. If we're dripping wet, will that be seen as bad etiquette? Probably, actually. Yeah, we're almost up. Almost there. And there we go. Oh, we're gonna have to do this trial as part of the mission, aren't we? Well, let's at least talk to him. Let's walk with elegance. It'll take a while, but we'll get there eventually. Straighten the back from the chair. Speak directly into the microphone. Put a little accent on it to give an air of classiness. Hello, Schubert.
The tent seems to be pretty tattered, but there's a really fancy chair. Could this be another aristocratic custom?
Nope.
Ah, it's you again. I thought I had rid myself of you two.
Please, if I may be so bold as to say a few humble words, or we have heard the aristocrats, or magnanimous, most magnanimous.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, a big
that
word
is
swayed him.
true. Very well. I'm certainly not one to be narrow-minded.
You sure about that?
I'll overlook your previous misconduct for now and listen to what you have to say.
Do I have more big words?
This guy thinks so highly of himself.
Before I go further, I wish to express my will of resistance. It is an honor to stand before you here, immersed in your supreme brilliance. Yeah, butter him up.
It appears I have misjudged you. Supreme brilliance. The glory of the nobility that continues to this day. A true loyalist. Impressive. My intentions were to test your humility. It appears you have become well versed in our etiquette.
Oh, so he was testing us. Sheesh, what an ordeal.
That
Your
one's moving around
conduct
too
is
much.
satisfactory. I must say, such progress in such a short time is practically unfathomable. If I may ask, from whence did you learn such a civilized manner of speech?
Let's see. I refined my conduct with some introduction in the classics, courtesy of a dear friend.
Ah, good. Very good. You are bright, and compared with the common folk of Mondstadt, you certainly have potential. If you were of aristocratic blood, your prospects would be promising indeed.
I wouldn't want to be part of it.
By the way, we brought a gift. Paimon means we would like to present you with a small token of our goodwill.
Could this be? Gebratnes Fleisch mit Sauerkraut?
Yes.
It's evident that your sentiment is genuine. As a young person nowadays, only with no small effort could you achieve such a dish. It's been so long since I dug into a big, tasty...
Ah, he broke.
I beg your pardon. What I mean to say is, since it's nearly mealtime, I shall partake.
Schubert relished in the sauerkraut.
Ah, yes. This aroma, just as I remember it. And this exquisite sour flavor. A delicacy that only us noblemen and women could appreciate.
How do you
Even Paimon's starting to
eat
wonder
without
what it
table?
tastes like.
I acknowledge your genuine goodwill. Such sincerity must certainly imply that you come bearing a request.
Seems there's word that the Lawrence family has a grand scheme of sorts.
Wait, so you've come to know of this, too? It was meant to be a family secret.
I would like to know what I can do for the nobility.
Well, considering your meticulous etiquette, you must be a talent of unusual fortitude. I'm willing to place my full trust in you.
Dope.
Please, come with me. We happen to be in need of competent fellows like yourself.
Where are we going? That isn't a very noble way of saying it.
To see some friends from a distant land. They have offered their assistance in restoring the Lawrence clan to its former glory.
He means the Fatui.
He trusts us solely based on your etiquette.
Perhaps this is what the old aristocrats see as most important.
Well then, let's get going, shall we? You'll understand everything in due course.
Possibly.
Do you think his friends are the Fatui?
It's very
Seems like
likely.
it's sticky if the Fatui happen to recognize you. What should we do?
Run past the challenge and go meet them. Let's see. Why are we meeting here in the bushes? Switch to walking. Walk to our waypoint with elegance. Where is this spot? Are we like right on top of it? Aha! I see now. We ain't gotta do that. Behind enemy lines. We don't have a Hydra in the party. That's alright. Nah, we can add one though. Switch.
We can do this!
Yes, we can. Probably lead this with Chi-Chi.
Huh? Why have you put on a mask all of a sudden?
It is only proper for aristocrats to wear a mask.
Even if they are powerful, our status is much higher than theirs in the land of Mondstadt.
Okay, and?
And therefore, we shouldn't allow them to admire our true faces so easily. I see.
Good thinking. Paimon thought for sure they'd recognize us.
They'll probably still recognize
Let's
you.
proceed, shall we? I'll introduce you as my guest. As you'll see in a moment, there are many already helping us. I heard that this area had already been purged once by the Knights of Favonius, but it's the only place around Mondstadt that is well concealed and spacious enough. Although it has fallen into disrepair and does not suit the tastes of the nobility, we simply have to make do for now.
But it's not. What if it's not the Fatui?
Sorry.
Fatui. Ah.
Can we walk any faster?
No.
Of course not. An aristocrat always moves with grace in his steps. Moving hurriedly is unacceptable.
Exactly. I feel like we might mess with the treasure hoarders before the Fatui.
Fatui!
Oh no, it is the Fatui.
As expected.
Because we always see them around the city. They must be very powerful.
Huh. Nothing more than foreign ruffians with power and the ability to flaunt it. But they are favorable business partners.
Hold it right there. Who's this?
If you really must know, they're my guests. If
He's
you
not selling
happen
us
to
out.
offend them in even the slightest, then you will be held accountable by the Lawrence clan.
But this matter is of utmost secrecy. We must exercise caution.
You dare question the ways of a nobleman? I don't have time for this. Make way.
No need to sound all high and mighty like that.
You don't know who you're dealing with.
You may proceed.
Galler.
Good thing you're with us. They don't dare to question you.
Of course. That is the benefit of prestige. In past times, it would be a dire offense to speak to a nobleman in such a manner. We could determine a person's fate with the blink of an eye. Huh. And such glory will return to me again before long.
Would we be doing more if we were rushing through this instead of walking like we are?
Where have I seen this person before?
Don't think about it, Sergi.
And who, may I ask, is this? We mustn't bring just anyone in here.
This is our new ally that I've recently met. They are completely trustworthy. You have the word of the Lawrence clan.
It is a pleasure to meet you.
Our plans are strictly confidential. It's not wise to bring in an outsider at this time. Furthermore, there's been word that an outlander who joined the Knights of Favonius has been very active in Mondstadt recently.
Oh, has he?
Don't be ridiculous. Besides, my guest is well versed in the etiquette of the nobility. I must treat them with the proper mutual respect. The Knights of Favonius pay no regard to such details. They could never understand the intricacies of our etiquette.
And what about this thing?
You mean Paimon?
Enough! You dare question my word? Need I remind you who it is who has made your activity in Mondstadt possible? Without the support of the Lawrence clan, you would have all been driven out by the Knights of Favonius like dogs. You must immediately offer your sincerest apologies to my friend. You've offended their honor.
Fine.
About to fight?
I'll take your word and make no further inquiries. Now, to the matter at hand. Did you bring the diagram of Mondstadt's defenses as promised?
Oh, so that's what's going on here.
Yes, of course. Here it is.
Let me see. Why is it so poorly drawn? Everything's so squiggly and crooked. And what is this shape supposed to be?
Excuse me? I'll have you know that I went to great lengths to carefully draw this map by hand myself.
Figures.
That shape is the symbol of the Knights of Favonius.
I see. Crude, but I can make do. Are you able to verify that this is all reliable information?
Of course, you needn't worry about that. Don't forget what we agreed upon. The flag of the Lawrence clan will fly above the Knights of Favonius headquarters. The rights to that building, as well as the whole of Mondstadt, belong to the Lawrence clan.
Yes, we will both profit from this agreement. There's no use haggling over the details.
They'll stab you in the back.
We will make good use of the intel you provided. Also, be certain not to divulge our identity. There would be diplomatic consequences, you know.
Don't worry, this matter is only between you and I. And my new friend here.
Hi.
No one else will know of it. Once this is over, I shall stand atop the Favonius headquarters and rebuke their pathetic rule over Mondstadt. Then, the city and all its people will once again be under the rightful and unwavering rule of the Lawrence clan. Perfect. Just as it once was, and just as it should be.
Yep. This is who you're dealing with.
May I remind you once again that we mustn't act rashly. That is all. For now.
Very well.
Very well.
Huh? What are you doing?
And no need to keep up appearances.
That's right! It's the honorary knight and their trusty companion, Paimon! We're here to crush your evil schemes into dust! Dust!
I think they got the message, Paimon.
So this was all just a ploy to deceive me!
What were you doing to Mondstadt?
Fault! Who would put so much trust in someone based purely on their manners?
True.
After so much planning, this is how it ends? Huh! We'll see about that!
Oh no, he's getting away. Whatever will we do?
Just as I expected. I knew I should have never trusted these foolish aristocrats.
Yeah.
No matter. We already have the intel we need. Get them!
I hope the map is so bad that they can't actually use it.
Running off in different directions. Paimon remembers that this place is a dead end. Let's take care of the Fatui first and then deal with Schubert later.
And off you guys go. Okay, no, they stayed grounded.
Don't be a killjoy! Right!
Come on, I'm trying to use the Q ability.
Orders given. Orders received.
I'll pick up all these. Thank you very much.
Send this quickly. I slipped up.
Yes, you did.
The door is open. Let's go.
Yes, let's. Aha!
Is that Eula?
Apprehended.
Don't touch me. Get out of my way. I'll leave on my own.
No, you won't.
It seems we finally caught up with you. This place is crawling with Fatui.
Yeah, it is.
It's you. It seems your investigation went well.
Things progressed much faster than we anticipated.
Aha! I see now. So you're the one that taught them our etiquette. And I thought you despised such pleasantries. Furthermore, there is a rule in our family. Such traditions are never to be taught to outsiders.
Ah, yes. Rings a bell. So what? I had no reason not to teach them.
Good point.
You have brought shame to our family and ruined my plans. It's all for naught now.
I know that you poured great efforts into these plans, Uncle. But you were well aware that it was not the right thing to do. As a Knight of Favonius, I could not overlook your actions.
Tell him.
Knight of Favonius? Let's get one thing straight. I am your uncle, and you are a member of the Lawrence clan. You should strive to restore your family's glory.
For what?
You still have a chance. Defeat every Knight of Favonius here, and leave with me. Then I shall plead with the family to spare you and give you a new beginning.
So just to be clear, you want a Knight of Favonius to attack the Knights of Favonius?
That's what he said.
I shall say this one last time. You are not a Knight of Favonius.
Yeah, she is.
You are a descendant of the Lawrence clan.
She's that too.
The blood of the Lawrence clan flows in your veins. You must comply with the will of the family.
No, she doesn't.
Since when have I ever complied with the will of the family?
Tell him.
Why, you unruly maid!
If anyone should be angry, it should be me. As a member of the Lawrence clan, you knowingly plotted against the city of Mondstadt and threatened its safety. Had you ever stopped to consider the trouble it would bring to so many people?
Nope.
Had you considered how many enemies you would make trying to keep the plans under wraps?
Nope.
You dare lecture me?
Yep.
That's right. In the name of the family that you so dearly revere, Uncle Schubert. I've never experienced the age of glory you always speak of. And I've never understood our family's incessant pursuit of it.
I don't either.
But I am capable of discerning right from wrong. And I deeply understand what freedom means to the people of Mondstadt. The Lawrence clan should never and will never become what you've dreamed it to be.
Oh, the disgrace of it all! How could such a rebellious monster emerge from our own family?
Do you really have room to talk? You rebelled against your own country.
Things are starting to get pretty hysterical here. Politeness and elegance seem to have gone out the window.
That's enough fuss for today. You two, take him away. The honorary knight and I have other matters to attend to.
Probably seeing another Fatui.
Given that you've already taken action, I assume you've come across some conclusive evidence?
The Fatui are in possession of a diagram, a poorly made diagram of the Mondstadt's defenses.
Paimon took a peek at their diagram. Your uncle had mapped out all of the Knight's patrol routes and marked out key information about Mondstadt.
And there was me thinking that he was just another elder of the family. And a lazy one at that.
He was pretty lazy.
I never suspected he could stoop this low.
I
So
could.
stubborn.
Yeah.
Mark my words. Vengeance will be mine.
That's the first time you used it,
Let's
and I'm
discuss
actually cool
this
with it.
later. Our first priority is recovering that diagram.
Ooh, we get to play as her now. And off we go. Oh no. Oh shoot. I didn't know it did that. Here, let me, boom.
More speed.
And we're clear for the moment. Excuse me, I'm gonna sneak by here. Wait, did it stop because? Oh, it stopped because of the ice thing. Cool. I could have thought that she said shut up, and I would have agreed too.
They're here! Stop them!
How you gonna stop me, huh?
Rack and ruin!
Some quiet. Use this first. Quake!
Go ahead, take down your shields.
Rise! Twin blade!
Beg for mercy.
And deeper in we go still. Oh, I like to switch to Barbara for a second. For a very good reason.
Let's dance. Wheel of life.
Eye for an eye.
You can't run!
I wasn't trying to. Look at this dummy.
Miscalculated.
And then take him out like this. I still got a little bit of health left.
Finally, some quiet.
I'm glad you finally found the quiet you were looking for.
I'll protect us.
Crush. Yes.
Twin blade!
And that's one big guy down.
Beg for mercy.
Disappear! I will end you.
Nice to know.
Send this quickly! Crumble! Order guide you.
This might help with taking out the shields, right? Maybe not. Oh wait, this will. That's right. It's weak to ice.
This isn't good.
Vengeance will
He
be
walked through
mine.
fire because I didn't do any of that damage to him. Look how weak he is. Really, they just keep walking fire themselves. It's a horrible idea.
Speed.
This really isn't taken. Okay, we'll just run past. Wait, are there chests in here that I should have been getting? Kind of want to look around now. Oh, that was flat. No, no. Not seeing any. Sadly disappointing. Really? No chests anywhere? Okay. Into the next part.
Shudder.
Wait. Oh no. You freaking kidding me?
Let the show begin.
Now can we go up? Thank you.
There it is! That's where they put the diagram!
You know someone's gonna pop out before we grab it, right? What'd I say? I recognize this dude.
But to fight! You dare provoke me!
I do dare.
Come forth and dispose of them!
The two incoming, still not worried. Well, it's time for all you little scrubs to go down now. Here, let me put this on. Oh, wait, I gotta wait a second.
I'll protect us.
Oh no, you use a special ability, huh? Ha! Look at you. And then boom, and there we go. Waiting for my ability to come back. And easy enough, right?
This must be it. They may very well have already made a copy of it.
Probably.
but without my uncle as their puppet, there'd be no use in them attacking the city.
Are you sure about that?
The Fatui wouldn't have relied only on your uncle.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying.
True. But if their plan had hinged purely on taking Mondstadt by force, as opposed to with the help of a puppet, they could have spared themselves the trouble.
Maybe that's
The
plan B.
Fatui are dishonest,
This was plan A.
but they wouldn't go as far as to start an open war. Their opposition wouldn't just be Mondstadt alone.
That would be putting the cart before the horse.
Anyway, I'll inform the acting Grandmaster. She'll know how to handle things from here.
By the way, why did you follow us here?
Oh yeah, you suddenly appeared at just the right moment.
Yeah, about that. Because you stole my targets by attacking the Fatui I'd been tracking earlier.
This is your vengeance?
I came to exact my vengeance. You tried to do my job for me, and I'm here to return the favor.
So getting the diagram of Mondstadt's defenses was your way of exacting vengeance?
Finally, after all this time, Paimon understands what you're saying.
You really do?
In reality, you sensed that something might happen to us during our investigation. You were worried about us and your uncle, so you brought a team to take a look.
My purpose was vengeance. Don't twist the story.
You
You
can be
don't
honest.
look too bright,
It's okay.
but it turns out you have a knack for scheming.
Ha!
And mark my words, I'll remember that.
Hey, what do you mean Paimon doesn't look too bright?
She doesn't.
You have seeded a deep enmity between us. Just you wait.
Oh.
Even if you were to be completely destroyed, I would never forget you.
So does that make us your arch enemies?
Bring it on!
I like your fighting spirit. I'll take this diagram back to the Knights of Favonius and take it from here.
Sure. Well, see you around.
That you will. And make sure not to steal my targets next time.
Do a better job calling them. And quest completed. Does that mean we're done with the story of Eula? I got a whole bunch more Heroes with. 6 of them. That leave domain. We'll go out this way, the normal way. Leave domain. So we're really done, huh? I go to quest. There's nothing there. Or nothing for story, anyway. Still got some other things to do when it comes to other areas. Well, that will be it for this one. So thanks so much for watching. Until next time, when we come back with... Well, next time is going to be a half episode. Next stream is going to be another story quest. Deuces.
So I wrote it in the rhyme. The Reverend Doctor got an 8K, wet working. The roaches get the race spray. My weak rhyme, my body, your best verses on game day. I touch the crowns of self-entitled kings. You leave the heat like LeBron when I melt your idols' vital things. This is Malcolm and Martin, Million Man March in Sparta, mixed with a legion of angels surrounding sons and daughters. Simon Peter with a desert eagle, waving it at Caesar. So if I was you, I probably wouldn't mention me either.